Hey, John, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Okay, what's your contact information?
Sure. So my name is John Arnold. I'm a real estate attorney at the law firm of Hinkley, Allen and Snyder. Uh, Hinkley, Allen and Snyder is a New England regional-based law firm. We have offices in Providence, Boston, Hartford, New York City, Albany, Concord, New Hampshire, and Concord's the office I'm out of. We're a full-service law firm. We do everything from corporate work to environmental work, construction work, and a lot of real estate work. As I said, I'm in the real estate department. As part of that, we do a number of different areas within real estate, tax abatements being one of them. In addition to tax abatements, we do a lot of purchase and sales for people buying or selling property, from negotiating documents to helping with due diligence, running title, closings. We do a lot of permits and approvals. I'll go out to zoning boards and planning boards to help landowners get site plan approval, to get variances or any other municipal permits and approvals they need for their properties. We do a lot of financing work and the like, really anything related to real estate. And
On
so,
on the tax abatements, is that something every owner of property should check every year? Or if you
know,
think it's right, don't bother?
I'd say that if you're happy with if you're happy with where your assessment is, if you think it's generally fair, you don't have a problem with your taxes, you probably don't need to put a whole lot of thought into it. I think it's a good idea for property owners to take a look at their tax bill whenever it comes out, take a close look at their tax card to see whether the city has either made any mistakes in the tax card, either in terms of how they're classifying the use of the property, in terms of simple things such as the square footage of the lot or the square footage of the building, number of units if it's a multi-unit building, and so on. And also just to take a look at the assessment that the city has given the property. In other words, how much the city is saying the property is worth. And it's a good idea to keep an eye on those and take a look and see if you see any issues or if anything jumps out that you think is wrong or that you don't agree with. And that's really the stage where I think it's time to take a closer look, maybe get some other professionals involved, either a lawyer to help you out or an appraiser to take a look at the value of the property and give some more serious consideration at that point to whether an abatement is justified.
And that's when you come in. You check that tax card. I think we
Right.
call it the field card down in Massachusetts. And then you go out and take a look at the property or the deed and match that up. And then go down to the tax assessor and confirm that there's some disparity. Then you go for the tax abatement.
Right, I think that's generally correct. I mean, I think, like I said, one of the first things you want to be doing is taking a look at the information that's on the tax card. And that's
Yep.
going to give you a lot of information in terms of how the city is assessing the property. And so one of the first things that we do when we get involved with a tax abatement case is really scrutinize that tax card and see what's on there in terms of if there are any errors that would justify a lower assessment than the city is imposing. Another thing to take into consideration that sometimes the city doesn't is whether the property is encumbered by easements or other restrictions. And a lot of times people have various easements on their properties, whether they're access easements or utility easements or conservation easements. And those things often have an impact on what a property's worth, and a lot of times the city doesn't pick up on those or properly account for them. So we really take a very close look at properties when we get involved in abatement and try and figure out the best way to attack the assessment that the city has applied to it.
What's a home run you or your firm hit where you save somebody a lot of money on a mistake or a misrepresentation or something?
Sure. I mean, we've obtained a lot of really big successes for clients throughout New Hampshire. We've obtained sizable abatements for a variety of different types of properties, whether they're office buildings, mixed-use developments, residential properties, or we've also obtained some significant results for nonprofits and other organizations, institutional organizations that have tax-exempt issues going on as well.
Yeah, nonprofits. That's interesting. But anything you can talk about where you hit a home run on one property?
Well, I guess in terms of examples, one of the most recent ones I had was an office building where we were able to successfully lower the assessment substantially early on in the process to get an upfront abatement refund to the client of in excess of $25,000.
Well, how big was the building?
It was an office building that I don't remember the square footage off the top of my head, Mike.
Like a 10-story or?
No, it was a 4-story building. substantially sized and substantially overassessed. And the strategy that we took as a law firm was to bring that abatement appeal in Superior Court. Landowners have the option to go either to the BTLA or to the Superior Court.
What's the BTLA?
It's the Board of Tax and Land Appeals. It's a agency in New Hampshire that hears exclusively tax and land issues and has the jurisdiction to hear tax appeals. But landowners have the option to either appeal to the Superior Court or the BTLA. And most of the work that we do is in the Superior Court. We think there are some advantages to that. And those advantages played out in the example that I just gave you. Namely, we filed in Superior Court, which forced the city to engage legal counsel, forced them to, right off the bat, kind of take this abatement a little bit more seriously. And rather than invest the money in legal counsel and engaging in extensive discovery, we got a good settlement offer kind of right off the bat. We're able to negotiate a bigger refund up front.
Nice. And how do people get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, my law firm is Hinkley, Allen and Snyder. You can find us on the website, on the internet at hinkleyallen.com. Our phone number in the Concord office is 603-225-4334.
You're still John Arnold?
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.